Okay, so I guess this is the start of the like whole podcast thing, if it even
Mm-hmm.
becomes that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so I guess I'll just like start the question. So what does everybody think so far about like online school?
Um, can I go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Well, I've honestly thought that it's been, you know, kind of good. I feel like it's much easier, but at the same time, some classes have been, tougher because
Yeah.
I mean, I've also kind of noticed I thrive better, just like mentally and everything when I have more like human contact. Like at school was always like the best for that because I'd see my friend. But I mean, it's been it's been pretty good. I've been able to slack off more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely with the slacking off during class. It's just that like it just sucks not being in school because you don't have like a I'm looking forward to the end of this class kind of thing. Like, oh boy, I'm looking forward to this class and not moving where I am or anything, like going to lunch.
Hmm.
True. Well, I mean, Spain does that practically.
Well, yeah, but this isn't Spain.
I know. It's not our normal.
Yeah, it's not.
It's nowhere near normal, but like I don't know, like for a couple classes, it's kind of like it doesn't really matter if we're in school or not in school. Like if you look at like English or like basic science classes where you don't really do labs.
Or math. There's
Yeah,
math
well,
especially.
math you kind of need to be in school, and when you get to higher levels,
Yes.
but like harder classes get harder when they're
Yeah,
online, and easier classes get easier. So there's not really like a balance,
it's
which is
kind of
like the
weird
main
because
problem that
like
I've seen.
I feel like I learn a foreign language better when I'm like in school, obviously. But like it's not bad for like foreign language learning wise, like online, because it's still pretty easy to learn it
Mm-hmm.
because it's basically the same, like just practicing over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like for me, like a foreign language is just kind of easier in school.
Because I
Just
have
with
less
like
like options to slack off.
exactly, and plus like when you're surrounded by the language, you kind of like default to it if that makes.
Yeah,
True.
and I think especially though, there's like so much more homework when we have like out of school classes,
Oh yeah, honestly, for sure.
and
Yeah.
not even like in class like async work. It's just in general they give us more work. Because I
Hmm.
guess you
I
could just say like in class async, but I just noticed like even at stuff I have more work.
I
but
think
but I'm sorry.
no,
Can I go
go ahead.
quick? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
So my thing is, I don't have all my classes each day. I have 4 classes a day. So I get work every single day because, as if I get if I would hypothetical go to every class every day, I'd get something every other day. So I mean, it's not that much harder, but some classes I do get a lot of work,
Yeah,
but I mean, it's not hard when I have only 4 classes a day, usually practically 3 on one day for
Mhm.
the other.
I honestly think that it's like that because like you're at home for like everything like killers are like usually just not gonna exist anymore.
Hmm.
So you kind of so it's like well we can give them more because they don't really have more work to do like outside of school.
Yeah.
because we don't have to worry about like their sports and stuff really,
Exactly. Yeah,
or
exactly.
clubs per
Well,
se.
because one of my teachers thinks we should have 90 hour, God, 90-minute classes because it would balance our timing school,
We do.
kinda.
Yeah,
But
we have
Minutes.
90-minute classes.
Yeah.
I don't. But that's what some teachers thinks.
I think the 90-minute classes are fine because usually we have like in like half an hour with the teacher learning the stuff. And depending on the class, we have like another half hour of working in like breakout groups,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
and then half an hour of like async.
It's
But
really
like,
not as bad as you would think.
yeah, except for maybe the breakout groups.
Especially if you're like the
It
only
just
one
Breakout groups or
talking in the
something.
breakout
yeah,
groups.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Like nobody
because
does
with the
anything
breakout
else.
groups, it just like depends on who you get. Because like with my class, uh with both classes actually that I have breakout groups in science and English. I'm like the only one that talks.
Hmm.
And I'm
Mhm.
kind of to the point in science where it's like I just went through one whole like unit with a breakout group who didn't like interact really. And now that the second unit that we're in, my group doesn't talk in, so I'm just kind of like I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna like type in chat occasionally
Hmm.
Mhm.
Nice. My thing
because
with
like as long as I'm not being called out for it, why would I do it?
Mhm. Yeah, for me, it's like AP Bio isn't a lot of like in class stuff. Like from what I've noticed, APs are very little like in class work. Like Andrew, I think you can sort of relate that
yeah,
you
it's a lot of like work we
all
do in class.
yeah, a lot of it's independent though. Like the teacher will go over, but like a lot of the work will be independent.
Yeah, same with the group project. It's
So
a
like
lot of like one person does like their part and then we put
exactly,
it together at the
Yeah.
end. Especially in
exactly.
AP Euro, because I think we're on part. What part are you guys on? We're on part 4, I think.
You guys are a day ahead of us. We
Uh,
we just finished chapter 14.
oh really? We're on like
Yeah.
part 4 of the group project. So
Oh, we finished the group project yesterday, so I guess yeah.
nice.
I think we're like on par now because you guys are ahead of us.
Yeah,
But
we're
yeah,
going
anyways, like
nuts.
a lot of the work is stuff he'll tell you how to do it, and then you
Do it.
which makes like science classes like AP Bio and like math and like the classes just become a lot harder and easier at the same time. Like you can pace yourself, which is kind of nice, but it's also a lot harder in that if you get stuck, you have to wait until like office hours or the next period to ask them.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
At least that's
I
just
mean,
been my experience.
I think it definitely depends on the AP because a lot of AP courses just fall into the category of it's not a whole lot that you can do
Mhm,
together because
mhm,
it's like furthering education in one subject. So, I mean, like some other classes, like AP, like government and stuff.
mhm.
I feel like that's an AP that's going to be more like class work that you do with the class because there's not
Yeah.
a whole lot more to cover
Mhm.
just
Hmm.
independently.
Another AP class that like it's kind of different. I think it's more um it could be more collaboration based. I don't know if it is AP Lang because, that's just English on drugs.
Mhm. I'm
Yeah.
not in it, but I've heard. I agree.
I'm gonna take it. What about you?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking it. Well,
Hmm.
either I'm taking that or lit next year. I have no
I
clue.
heard it's like actually free though.
Mm-hmm.
You guys should take it as
I mean,
well.
yeah, a lot of the AP like classes that's like HBS and stuff like that.
Free.
A lot of the classes they're like they give you college credits.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's the whole point of AP, aka like
Yeah, I know.
for college
So you don't have to
courses.
take it in college. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of
Yeah, I mean,
taking
only if you do the AP exam though.
I'm
You
thinking
have
of
to pass it.
taking AP Psych because
Same. I'm taking it next
yeah, I
year.
took the course over the summer,
Mm-hmm.
but
It's so fun.
the test registrations were full, so I couldn't take the AP Psych test. So I'm gonna just take it during
Uh,
school.
dude, AP Psych looks so fun.
Yeah, it's super easy. It's mainly memorization.
Eh, and that's not hard at all.
Yeah,
AP Psych is just looks like a fun class in general.
yeah. Plus, I have the summer homework from some juniors.
Yeah, Pepe hands. But yeah.
I wish that like with English, like the reason I don't take English honors is because it's like you don't do anything different really. It's just more work.
Mhm.
It's like I would like I'm naturally pretty good at like just writing essays and stuff and like just English stuff in general. Like that stuff just comes easy to me. But it's like I'm not just gonna take a class for it just to be like the same thing, but we do one extra unit and write one extra essay.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with you for sure.
Because like if they had it where it's like you actually like learned more stuff or something at least other than just oh you read another book,
I
I
think
would totally take an advanced English class.
hmm see that like for me that's the reason why I'm taking it's like such it's basically the same thing to non-honors. So it's like why not just take the honor for me?
Yeah.
True.
And plus it's also like writing essays is sort of
You know,
fun. I mean, it sounds really nerdy, but I kind of like the process of writing an essay when you don't like have like a deadline the next day. It's actually really fun.
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't,
like, sorry, continue.
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
honestly I like writing essays. I mean, because you get to pour what you actually think into, an actual
Yeah,
essay
exactly.
most of the times. If it's
True.
more like, you. I hate the ones that it's more that you have to just do the straight facts.
Yeah, you have to like prove what the teacher
Yeah,
wants you to prove.
Exactly.
I
And
def-
I'd like to give it when they ask the writer a question, you have to answer it while, writing your essay.
mhm,
Because
Yeah,
I do it way better when I can do that.
mhm.
because that
No, I
reminds me, like Miss, she'd be like, you have to show how like Anne Frank relates to this
and that
XYZ.
biography
sucked.
person.
The
Oh, remember the
worst experience of my life.
dude,
But
remember go
mhm.
ahead.
No, continue. I want to hear
Okay.
what you're saying.
Remember when we did like the one period essays? That
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
literally that's like the only reason why I can actually write essays now. I hated it then, but
Honestly,
kind of
yeah. Like
glad I
I
did it
hated
actually.
exactly. I hated so much, but I'm so glad I had her class.
honestly, like essays just became like 30 minutes before the due date. Write the essay.
Yeah, because we
Honestly,
did that
yeah.
so much during class, I could just do it like at
Yeah, it's
midnight.
really easy.
I could just
But
grind
and
it
like the
out.
thing is, it makes essays in like in high school so much easier. Like I've never been good at writing essays, and then I took like I was getting like a mostly B's on essays, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so and then you go to high school, it's like that B in is like above a 95 in like high school
yeah.
English.
Yeah.
I remember our first essay in English class, freshman year. I would have gotten 100%. I'm still so mad at myself for this. The only reason I didn't get a perfect score on it was because I forgot to write my name. Like I was like, I got this down, and then she's like, Cooper, you got like a 98. It's just you forgot your name.
Oh my
Oh.
And
god.
I was like, oh.
Mm.
I got a perfect score on
Yeah.
my first um high school essay. It was nice.
Yeah, same.
Like even English finals. English finals are like a joke.
Mhm.
Honestly.
I mean, yeah, they always happen.
I mean, in middle school, we didn't really have finals.
I mean, other than
Usually, finals was really good. Like, I was not the best student in your class, and somehow I ended A because of the final.
When I
Nice.
I
think
mean,
about
it
it,
was a good
Over
team.
prepared us. She was a really good teacher. She, which was really nice actually.
when I think
Yeah.
about it, me compared to you guys, we had completely different middle school experiences.
What was yours?
Well, because I went to a Catholic private,
No,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
oh, that,
I had a
that
class of
was
14, and we went to all the same classes together, except
like,
if you were placed into a different math or an advanced English slash if you decide to do Spanish. And so I was with the same class for all 3 years. So and the Catholicism already, that's a
yeah.
complete different. Every Wednesday I had to go to mass in the morning. So I mean, it's if you guys would have like kind of seen it. I mean, Cooper saw it for a day,
Yeah,
but
I saw.
it was not like a normal day. But
Yeah.
has day off of school, decides to go to friend's
Yeah.
school. But
I mean, it was interesting. I
yeah.
hated choir
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
because I'm the ghost, and and the teacher makes me sing with them.
Oh,
But
I
I was like,
know.
I'm the shadow. I'm not. I'm just supposed to observe.
Mm.
Mhm.
At least the other teachers were like, "Uh, do you want to interact?" And I was like, "No, not really." And then I remember your Spanish teacher like let you out of class early to play on the playground.
Mhm. Because
That
you
was
were
weird.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, that happened kind of often. It was the Spanish teacher was nice, but we didn't like learn anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so somebody else want to move on to their question now? I feel like we kind of tried this one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For I have a question that I thought about like during the debate and like I was thinking about it before. It's like what's like the goods and bads of a two-party system that we have like right now.
Mm.
You know what
I
I'm
think
talking
Just a
Cooper should start
question.
with this one.
Wait,
He
wait.
knows like the most about it.
I have one question, Andrew. You're not using this as like an AP Euro assignment, right?
No, 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 no. I'm talking about now.
Okay, because we had this question like 2 days ago in
Really?
Euro. Yeah,
My question
it's
is just
hilarious.
what's it called? For AP Euro, it's just
Okay,
like
okay.
explore the
Okay.
XYZ of like I forgot.
All right. I'll trust you.
I mean, I think like the bad thing is that people's views just get kind of like generalized.
Echo chambers reinforce that, and so does bias in news.
And that like with two-party systems as well, you're just gonna have like a clashing of sides mainly. You're not gonna have like if there's multiple party systems, you would have more like difference in opinion instead of just specifically uh one completely separate idea from another. You could have like a party that's like some of the more like Republican views with a little bit of Democratic views,
Mhm.
but but you don't really have that right now because it just kind of the two parties just overarch everything.
True.
Hmm.
And it's like forcing you to pick an extreme,
Yeah.
pick X or Y, red or blue,
Yeah, I
left or
mean, it
right.
all started right after the Revolutionary War with Hamilton and Jefferson, because
Yeah.
Hamilton thought to become friends again with Britain, so they can have trade and commerce. But Jefferson thought they shouldn't, and they should just stay friends with the French, because But at the same time, the French Revolution was going on, and we didn't want anything to do with that.
Yeah.
So we stayed away from that, which was smart. But that's where it all started. It was between Hamilton and Jefferson, really. Even so, George Washington, in his farewell, says we should not go to two parties; it will ruin the country. So
And what do
Which
we
we're
do?
seeing now, like not even is it like 400 years later ish? Like not
Barely.
no,
even.
not even.
Not even.
200.
It's like 220.
Uh, I mean, something that I think is good about the two-party system though is that it lets people who aren't like necessarily rich enough to afford running a campaign on their own run for an office. Because like if it was just if there wasn't like a party system in place really, it would be more just the rich people can run because they get their voice out there more than like
Someone
poor
without as
person.
much funds to
Yeah,
advertise.
like even if they had some funds, they would just be completely just denom denominated dominated by
Outspoken.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I
Mm,
mean, I think that's definitely a plus of the system.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Another plus would be, I guess, it's
There's always
like
two sides.
like
You
it.
never like there's never like a sway of votes.
And there's one thing like you can't have like like a super extreme government like because you have two parties in the House of
Yeah.
Representatives and the
Senate.
Senate. Yeah, so you can't really have
Alright.
extremes like extreme left or extreme right with a two-party
Mm.
system.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you gotta like at least with the two-party system as well, you know that like what you want is most likely going to be met by that party
Uh huh.
and other issues that you could also get behind. Because if you had like a multiple party system, they could just be like, oh, we're just going to focus on this one issue for the entire like term of wherever and then
Hmm.
not get anything else done, which obviously isn't good for a leader.
Hmm.
So it definitely forces like whoever's running to think more broad.
Hmm.
True.
But I do think that there's more negatives than a positive,
Hmm.
especially nowadays, because people will judge you specifically on what party you're voting for. It's like you could get along with this person fine, just your ideals don't match eye to eye,
Mhm.
and then some people just judge you like, oh, come on, he's voting, they're voting for Donald Trump. I can't be friends with them anymore if they support that type of person.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I feel like a vote. Sorry, continue, Andrew.
Go ahead. Mine was just adding
Okay.
on.
Yeah, like kind of adding on to that as well. Like, I feel like it's not. This is kind of a leading straight from the question, but it's not really like a Republican Democratic thing right now. It's the Republican. It's like the representative Trump as a person is like what makes people kind of do that. I don't think it's like a voting for this party.
Yeah,
It's voting
Like if
for
you have
people.
yeah, I think you're voting for the person, not really the.
Hardy.
So I feel
which
like that also influences their decisions.
yeah. So I mean, like I can see it from some perspectives. Like people are like, I don't support the Democratic views. I don't support Trump, but at least Trump will hold and like do what I do, like what I would want this country to have done.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like that could be why people vote for Trump, but people just judge it instead of looking at, oh, they're voting because they support this option and this like outcome. They're just voting because they think Trump's a good person, which obviously is not the case for everybody.
Hmm.
Everyone has different opinions,
Yeah.
but some people's opinions are just wrong. Like I feel like that mentality is a lot like
That's also a bad
yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like
mentality to
that also
have.
has to do with
Yeah.
why people yeah
That's. I think that's the definition of extreme left or right. Like,
exactly
Yeah.
you
they're
are
like
incorrect, blue, or you are
But
incorrect,
exactly
I
red.
mean, I do think that there are some opinions that are just wrong. Like not wrong in the sense that they're um like an incorrect opinion. They're just inappropriate to have in this time.
yeah, like it's just
Like
like not morally right.
yeah, like
Are you
if you're
thinking
like, "Oh,
about?
I'm pro slavery,"
Okay,
something like that, that's not appropriate in this time. That would be like a wrong idea, not an incorrect idea.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and like, wait, never mind. This is controversial.
Eh,
I mean, go ahead.
it's too
I
controversial. We'll
think
just
this is an opinion. This is more opinionated than, I guess. Actually, no. This is just a really confusing topic. Actually, abortion.
Oh, I mean, I think that like I get where other people come from, but personally, I'm pro abortion or like pro choice, I guess, not pro abortion.
Hmm. I have yet to
see
decide.
for me, I'm like against the killing of another person. But then that raises the question of well, when is the baby actually a person?
Yeah, like personally, I don't think it's a person until it's out of the woman's body
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, it technically has no memories. Um, it doesn't need a set space to live. Like it needs nutrients, obviously. But if you go into like it eats and stuff, you could just the same thing as, oh, so it's wrong to kill like ants or it's wrong to kill plants. That did not need to rhyme, but you know what I mean? Like it's wrong to kill bugs because bugs eat and think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why people have the issue with like pro-choice, where it's
Yeah.
like they make it as if it's their body and their life when I think it's really just a choice between the mother and the doctor.
Exactly.
And
Because
possibly the father as well, if it's in like an actual relationship.
yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like in some cases, like in cases of rape and other like kind of
yeah,
other
because
types
it's
of
like
cases,
you're
there's
telling
like
me that if
yeah,
a 16-year-old got raped and then she's gonna have a baby, she cannot have an abortion. She's gonna have to give birth to that baby, and that
exactly.
baby may end up in the adoption system,
Foster
Hmm.
which yeah, which like that ruins in a
That
lot of
you're just
cases that
ruining the life
ruins
of
the
someone
kid.
else.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, just because you don't want them to be killed, it's almost like so instead of having them just die before they can even
It's
experience
like
anything,
Mhm.
exactly.
you'd rather have them like suffer.
Hmm.
See.
Yeah.
I
It
mean, that's
brings
what
up
I
like
think.
morality issues, if you ask me.
Yeah. I think it's just the whole issue of people not wanting to give other people like choices of what they do if they don't agree with that choice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like it's what like I agree a lot with like what Joe Biden said during the vice presidential debate against Paul Ryan when the topic of abortion. Joe Biden was like, "I'm a me and my church, we're against abortion, but we're not, but I'm for giving people the choice of what to do.
Hmm.
Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean that that should just
Yeah,
not be allowed."
Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
That also slightly very off topic, but also like kind of like yesterday's debate. Like you can see how Biden has kind of like he's still a really smart guy, but he's kind of lost his sharpness over the years.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
know, like you like there's a difference in how he was acting or like speaking in yesterday's debate than how he did 8 years ago at the vice presidential debate.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
See.
I mean, that obviously just comes with he's getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
I mean, he's how old now?
old.
He's like, yeah,
Old.
he's like almost 80.
Yeah, he's
I
old,
thought he was
old.
like.
And I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be expecting a dude to speak at like the top of his game at 80 years old.
So like
But
I
like, it's kind of scary that we got to think of someone who wants an authoritarian, like to turn the U.S. into an authoritarian government compared to in a really old guy who's trying to lose it a little bit.
exactly, but like things I agree with a lot of Biden's like values, I guess you could say,
Mhm.
Hmm.
like a lot of his beliefs, but at the same time, like we need someone younger. You know, we need someone who's like got their head in the game,
Yeah,
someone
Well,
who wants to do
younger
it for the
and has their
country,
head
not
in the
for
game,
themselves.
honestly.
Huh? Sorry.
Younger and has their head in the game, honestly.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I don't remember his name anymore.
Buttigieg?
Buttigieg.
Uh, the gay one, if that was
Yeah,
Yeah,
Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
yeah, he would have been a really good candidate.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Bernie would be a good president. But the issue is just that for quite a few people in America, he's just too far left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the issue.
Because, like, I feel like Bernie is like one of the few people in the government right now that honestly cares for people. Like, he
Yeah.
puts people first.
Mhm.
Because, like, he's a lot of people who like Bernie say this as well. He, like, supported issues before they were popular. Like, even in the 1980s, he was, like, advocating for treating, like, gay people equally to
Hmm.
straight people.
I saw
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. I mean, when like the what's it called? I forgot what it was called. Never mind.
Filibuster? What?
No, I forgot what it's called.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay.
And like his filibuster is another good example because like if you compare with other people's filibusters who just rant for as long as they can to stop a bill being passed, he Bernie Sanders gave his just the whole time he stayed on topic and stuff.
Mhm.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
didn't deviate.
Yeah, compared to like God, Senator Ted Cruz,
Mhm.
who's like, uh, so I do not like Obamacare, they said. I do not like Obamacare here. I do not like it there. Where he just ranted like the whole time.
Mhm. But like, what can you do? You know.
Yeah, it's like these are really our options.
And I feel like that kind of relates to what Andrew asked earlier, or no, yeah, what Andrew asked earlier, like in the two-party system thing. That once again relates to that. Like, if there wasn't a two-party system, if there was just one party and everybody just came from that one party, I feel like we wouldn't have these sort of problems.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Like, we'd still
Hmm.
have problems, but not like this. You know.
not
Yeah.
like such a just split in the center like the country
Exactly.
is currently.
Like, there's no like actual really good candidate. Like, even I'd say Trump had some good, like good, um, I kind of want to say ideals, but not ideals. Trump had some good ideas,
Yeah.
I mean,
but
yeah, but he
he didn't
didn't,
execute them properly.
or really at all.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He promised so many things, yet did nothing really.
I mean,
True.
but that's what a lot of politicians do.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like him more so than others. But
It's
some
just that Trump had his party was in control of the Senate during his presidential term as well,
Hmm.
Mhm.
which like it's even more shocking that he didn't get things done. Like even if the House just shoots down your ideas, the House can't do too much against the
we're
Senate
li-
and the president. That's
yeah,
why we have checks and balances.
we're literally gonna end up with less after his presidency than we are before.
Yeah, I hate like all the things that like Trump has done good that Trump supporters bring up, like he created 30 million new jobs. Technically, though, we're in a 60 million job deficit,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
or it's like the divide between the middle class and the upper class is bigger than ever. Where
Exactly.
the top like 5% has more money than all of the middle class and lower class combined.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Where it's like
But yeah.
people are like, I support the Republicans because aren't so like they aren't like communism. And I'm like, I wouldn't call it communism if you just want some money instead of having it all being hoarded by someone who pays like less than you do every year, but makes 8 times of what you make.
Hmm.
But that's
Maybe we should move on to the next question as we spent a
yeah.
lot of time on
Yeah.
that one. Kind of
Yeah.
deviate out from the original question.
It was good though.
Yes.
Paxton, do you have a question? Or
Yeah, I'll go ahead and ask it.
alright.
So, what is your like? Okay, what is your end? If you could have everything in life perfect, what do you want to do in your years?
Bless you.
Let's see.
Not sneeze
I
like
mean,
that. Thank you.
Oh,
everything in
that
life,
you can achieve your
like
dreams, and then you're, let's say you're very financially, stable and frugal, and you can do what you want to do. What do you do?
Lawyer.
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
I mean, I would like to at least at some point in my life, perhaps, if in this situation, become like president. I feel like I could help the country a lot with my um. But if I do become president, I want to do it later in life because once you become president and you're
No
done,
back.
there's not a whole lot you.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Can you imagine just putting on your resume for president?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like you get paid by the government, and you're not allowed to take any more jobs. You get like
Mhm.
protection always, and I'm like, that seems just a little bit much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Because honestly, like what I do at the end of my, I guess it's just be like, only protect me for the however long the next president is going to be in office for.
Cause yeah, you'll probably get forgotten about. Like, how many people
Yeah.
really remember Bush? Like
Everyone.
everyone. No, okay, no,
Everyone.
okay, that's wrong. How many people remember his presidency in like? Yeah, actually, never mind. That's kind of a bad question to ask people who were born at the very end of it.
I know.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
another a
say.
good one is like how many people remember Clinton's presidency?
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
you kind of get forgotten at one point.
Like unless just very big events happen,
Mhm.
then you don't get remembered unless you're like known for being good president
Trump
in
won't
history.
be remembered, won't be forgotten because of everything that happened during his presidency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Whereas
And
Obama
like
will also probably be forgotten because he did a lot of good for the country. There wasn't that many
But
like
he was
good
the first
things.
African American president.
yeah,
Other
like
than
he'll
that,
be
like,
known for that.
but people
Yeah.
will hardly remember his policies, especially because like they were all
Like he might be known for like being first African American president and some like Obama stuff.
yeah.
But other than that, he's probably
He's
not going to be remembered.
exactly he's not one of the greats. He was a great president, but he's not one of the greats. You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
you really need something controversial to happen during your presidency
Mhm.
to be remembered. Because like
Yeah.
Exactly.
George Washington's like War of 1812, the Revolution.
Revolutionary War.
Abraham Lincoln has like the Civil War. Um, Truman has the
George
World
Washington
War
the
II.
first.
Yeah,
Even George Washington, like, what were his policies really?
We don't know.
he
Wasn't he
didn't
just
really
kind
have
He was the
any.
first president, so
yeah,
also
He
good
didn't
for
really
him.
have
wasn't he just
all.
kind of recovering everything from the
Yeah.
just
Well,
kind of like
Washington wasn't the president during 1812.
Oh,
He didn't
well,
last so
no,
long
mm,
because he only served the 2 terms.
yeah,
they wanted him to serve more, but he was like, no.
Yeah, he wanted to set a president, and then precedent, and then FDR. You know, I mean, he served during the Great Depression and most of World War II,
yeah,
and I mean, he served 3 terms before dying at the first year of his last
Yeah,
term.
exactly.
And that's when, after that, that's when they set into only 2 terms.
yeah.
Hmm.
All
And I
right.
mean, like, other than those,
I feel
do
like
you really remember it?
exactly. Like, I feel like JFK is only got assassinated. You know,
Yeah,
like
Well, if you really look into it, he did a lot more.
well, yeah, but
but
Because
he's
what
that's
do
only
you
what.
remember
remembered
for in
Yeah.
for
popular?
That was
assassinations.
why he got assassinated, because he did much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, me, what I'd want in the future, I guess, is like, I'd like one of those like, I'd like a house by the beach, but I don't want like a huge house by the beach either.
Hmm.
You just
I
kind of
want
want
like,
a house.
I want like a cozy
Yeah.
hmm
because if it's too big, it's like it just
What do
feels
you do with
awkward.
all the space? Yeah.
Mhm.
So like a cozy house would be having a wife would be nice. Kids that visit every so often.
Yeah.
Hmm.
hmm
For mine,
Um,
I'd honestly like what I want to do is I want to live somewhat far away from big towns, but not too far away where I'll have to go for a 45-minute drive to get groceries.
Like kind of where we live right now. Like,
Hmm.
or maybe
No, 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 no. You're
yeah,
I mean, you're almost in, the main
yeah.
part
We're
of town.
basically in San Diego.
maybe
So,
person.
if I
30 minutes
can, I
away.
would live in a different state, of course. I don't want to be in Illinois. Anything but Illinois.
Yeah,
No, honestly. I
yeah.
would
No.
want to. I'd want to build. I want someone to build my house. I want to plan it out and have it built because I'd have the space. I'd be able to do what I want and like my dream house, of course. I would probably like go more into the country. I don't know if I'd do farming because I'm not into that, but I need good internet too.
I mean, like my thing with like living far away is because like where my aunt lives, kind of back like up in here.
Yeah.
There's not like much of a lot of farm. I don't want to live like even if she has really good, just because it's too far. Like I kind of like being a little closer to like a hub of people,
Mhm.
which is like why I really like this area because it's like it's not by the like a huge city like LA,
Mhm.
but it's also not like in the middle of nowhere. Whereas like same thing with like even Bloomington, you have to drive like multiple hours instead of just being like, oh yeah, let's just hop down to San Diego for the day. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, like I wouldn't want to live in Bloomington. I'd want to, be in Towanda, which is just outside, but in a smaller community. I feel like that would be nice. I'd have my house there, and it would be pretty good.
like I like the idea of living in a smaller community, but I don't want to live in like what's like a cozy community
Hmm.
Yeah.
because I kind of like the whole thing of like meeting new people
hmm
and stuff and
hmm
just having like strangers
Well,
because then you
actually,
don't have to worry
where my
about like
dad lives is like perfect, constantly quiet, but there's a bunch of houses around, and everyone's like friends on the street.
hmm
Because he lives 15 minutes from his work. He lives 10 minutes from the second like biggest town or third biggest. or fourth, one of them biggest towns in Kentucky, where he can drive to get to Walmart where he gets his groceries. But he's also not worried like too much like light pollution. That's another thing. I'd love to see the stars like Icon with there, but honestly, I feel like his where he is like a great spot.
See, like I don't mind city noise like too much, so because for me, city noise is kind of like relaxing, as long as it's not like I'm in the thick of it where I can't hear my own thinking.
Yeah, like I could not ever live downtown LA, downtown New York.
Nope.
Yeah,
That'd be
but like
horrendous.
where I live now, I like hearing like the planes go overhead, the cars drive by and on the street,
Hmm.
which I mean could just also be where like I grew up because like my house was like close enough to the highway ramp where you could hear the trucks and cars get on and off all night.
Yeah, I mean my apartment was too.
Yeah, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
too close where it would just always be there.
That's why I
Yeah,
kind of like
for
where
me-
my house is. Sorry,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, finish.
but because I mean the loudest thing during the day is the sirens. Like because I'm pretty close to the police station, and the occasional train. It's not as bad as my old house when I was in like practically
Oh
last year.
boy,
I lived literally right next to the railroad. It was horrible.
you could walk to the railroad in like 5 minutes from his old place.
From what? For how
From
long?
your old place, you could walk in like 5 minutes, if that even.
To what?
The railroad.
Cooper, I was across the street from it.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean 5 minutes?
Okay, whatever.
So for me, I kind of like downtown, but I also really like living like really quietly in the suburbs, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
So like what I would like to do, like this is like assuming we have like all the money we to do
Mhm.
literally anything we want, right? I
Yeah.
would like to live probably like in Jersey or something,
Mm.
like in like Princeton or something, like small town, in a nice neighborhood. Everyone kind of knows each other. It's not like super rich people live there either, and like because then you're close enough to New York that it's not a problem to go there. Um, if you ever want to like experience downtown for a little bit, and like Princeton has really good like hospitals because since I want to go into medicine, that'd be nice too. And like just in general, like that just seems like a nice place to go because I'm old as well. So like it'd be nice living in a place that's not always 70 degrees. But like
Yeah.
um I don't know, like I would kind of like be try and split my time like 90% in Jersey, like the rest in the remaining in New York or something cuz like I really like downtown life. It seems really fun to like hustle and bustle.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, like and then like in retirement and stuff, I feel like it in where we are right now.
Yeah.
It's like it's where we live is a really nice retirement place. And like California's just good for that in general.
Mm.
That I feel like that'd be nice because like I want to go into medicine, even if I have the money that I don't have to. I kind of want to help people, and then medicine seems like good medicine or like therapy, that kind of outlet seems good for it.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I would do. Andrew?
I would probably just go back to Korea, honestly. It's really nice. I know a lot of people there. Everything is really close together. Like grocery stores are right next to like open markets and like street food vendors and I guess parks and stuff. So I guess like spending a day outside is it wouldn't be the same every time, but it'd be like just special, I guess. It's more than what you can find in America, mainly because
Mhm.
Yeah.
everything's so close together. So and plus retirement there is really easy. Like I have a estate I can move into, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I would kind of like to stay in California just because I like the vibe of California, where
Uh-huh.
it's a little more like just hang and stuff, like hang out, do whatever,
Mhm.
but there's still like the a competitive nature when it comes to business.
Hmm. I want to what's it called? I want to like experience snow regularly. Maybe not because I'll be
like
old.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, I like snow. I mean, my old usernames can say that, but I mean, with me walking to like school every day, or from school usually it was got a little annoying.
Yeah,
I
like
fell only like 3 times in my entire time walking, but I mean, where I walk, sometimes usually, but not always, it gets plowed, which is annoying because it's called the Constitution Trail, and it just it's a nice path to walk home for me, but it's a little annoying when it's not plowed.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. It
I
just seems.
mean, no, like it's the thing with like all seasons really, except for maybe summer, that like all seasons are nice until it becomes a part of like daily life.
Mhm.
Mm,
Hmm.
I mean,
Because especially winter, because it's like snow's nice to just have until it becomes you have to get into the habit of waking up every morning early, shoveling the driveway,
Hmm.
Mhm.
de like icing your car, all that stuff becomes a real pain in the butt,
Mhm.
and like just always having to put on a heavy jacket
Hmm.
for just so long. Same with fall, like having to rake leaves out of your yard, all that stuff just becomes like really, it gets old fast.
mm,
But it's
Yeah.
like if I was gonna go to a place where there was like seasons, I'd really only be okay with the seasons being there for like a month maybe or something.
Mhm.
you're used to you're used to California's really temperate weather, huh? Well,
Yeah, like
Southern California.
I just like how easy it is to like
Yeah.
just go out and do something because you don't have to worry about, oh man, is it gonna snow today? Is it gonna rain? Do I need to bring an umbrella with me? What am I gonna do if I get caught up in the rain or if I get if my car gets stuck in the snow?
Hmm.
Hmm.
And it's not like takes like 20 minutes to get ready to leave the house. You can just kind of be like, oh, I'm just
Mhm.
wearing a short sleeve shirt, shorts. It might be a little chilly, so I'll just throw on a hoodie. Good.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like even with just, and I love being close enough to the beach where I can just kind of like, if I really wanted to, I could just walk to the beach. Or if I get a car, I could just drive to the beach.
Mhm.
Compared to having to like plan a vacation or just not being able to go or have to go to like a lake or something, being the closest thing to the beach.
Mhm.
Because like as much as you want it to be the beach, it's not like Lake Michigan or anything. Any of the Great Lakes going there.
Hmm.
They're
Hmm.
nice, but they're not the beach, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
The beach
like
is very
there's
good.
fake sand in a lot of spots. You don't really feel like the pull of the water.
Exactly.
Kind of
Don't
go
get the
there.
same waves at all.
Yeah, the water's usually a little gross.
Hmm.
Yeah, stanky.
Like in the ocean, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with like going under the water fully.
Yeah.
But um, going to the lakes and stuff,
The
I'd rather.
only yeah,
Yeah.
the only lake I'd really be like comfortable with moving to or like living next to is Lake Tahoe, just because it's really pretty, and Carson
Um,
City in general, because I could just drive to California.
well, my great grandfather has a house in Wisconsin,
Mhm.
right on a nice lake. It's always quiet there. It's so pretty at night. I would, if I get the chance, I would move there and get that house, but that's definitely in the distant future.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Lake
I'm
Tahoe
hoping
is
he doesn't like salad or anything.
yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, the things I just don't like about the Midwest either, or like the East, is bugs.
Hmm.
Like bugs are just so annoying, and you don't realize how long you put up with them until you move to somewhere like Southern California, where there's like no bugs except for maybe like ants and some flies.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back and you're like, God, mosquitoes. I forget that whenever I go out during summer, I have to put on bug spray.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like going to pools during the summer is like you have to wear like 3 layers of stuff. You got to put like on sunscreen, bug spray, um, deodorant, and then you got to make sure the pool's clean.
Hmm. The beach
Mm.
is like
My cup of tea.
salty pool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we who Sanat, it's your question, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I have my question. It's a little bit in depth, but it's like, why do you think racism is so much more like apparent now? Like, it's a lot more obvious. Like you look at Americans, you look at headlines, and it's just so much common than it was in the past.
Well,
I mean,
because it was more accepted in the past. It was way normal in the past because, people were just like almost normally racist back then. And now it's a big thing because we shouldn't, be racist. But
yeah, I think a big issue as well is the transition from an African American president like Obama, who always brought up like um anti-racism stuff, to
Mm-hmm.
Trump, uh, who is definitely like more racist in nature, like directly or indirectly. That
hmm
makes people feel more comfortable with being racist again.
Mm.
They're
It's
like,
like
oh, our president's doing it, so I don't see why I can't.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, I mean, like
there's
back in the past, racism was just the norm.
Yeah.
hmm
yeah.
I suppose that probably makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
Well, I feel like it's just there's more reasons for it now, if that makes sense. There's like more things happening in the world that people can say, oh, it's because of the Chinese, or the Indians, or it's because of whatever non-white person it is,
hmm
usually.
Yeah.
And there's just
Yeah,
a lot more of that sort of stuff happening. So I kind of thought that it's because you can, like, it's more in your minds than usual.
yeah.
hmm
Mm,
Especially with our president not liking
mm,
to take the blame for things.
mm,
So he's always like, oh, it's the Chinese that are taking
mm,
our job.
mm,
Or, oh, those black protesters that are just destroying everything.
Yeah,
mm,
as you'd say, they're all crooks. So
Yeah.
Mm.
mm. Yeah, makes sense.
Or though I think that there is a big difference between destroying like buildings and stuff compared to peacefully protesting.
yeah,
Like
Hmm.
if you're gonna protest an
sure.
issue,
Well, they
don't
were rioting.
destroy things. Yeah, don't like
Yeah,
riot. That's not proof. That's not helping the case at all.
Yeah,
If
not help
anything,
looting.
anyone actually.
yeah. If anything, it like stats actually showed that as the rioting happened more and more, people started to lose um like their following of the Matter movement. They preferred to
Yeah.
just ignore it.
Mhm.
Hmm. That's true. Like it was a big thing, and now it's just kind of not. Like it's still a big thing, but it's
It's a
not
big
very.
thing, but it's not
Yeah,
like
it's not very covered by the media anymore.
yeah. And I mean that's partially the media's fault nowadays as well though, because the media is just so hungry for whatever's going to be like the
What's
best
next?
thing,
For literally anything right now.
what's going to get the most clicks
Mm.
instead of handing you the news, which is the other issue as well with media nowadays, that it's all like so biased that there's like really no way that you're gonna get an impartial media. Like impartial media just doesn't exist anymore.
Hmm.
It's
hmm
either like even slightly, it's either they're just leaning towards the left or the right,
Yeah.
where it's like you have a lot of sources that claim to be more impartial, but then if you actually like listen and see what they say, they lean a lot more
Yeah.
towards right, I find.
Hmm.
hmm
Yeah. So I kind of want to end this on like a not very.
Mm.
So, kind of just like it's a very common question, but like let's go a little bit in depth into it. Like the superpowers question: which superpower would you want and why?
Oh,
Ooh.
Let's go a little bit in
see,
depth into that.
I've come up with like for this question always, I like think about it
Mm-hmm.
sometimes just
Yeah.
for fun. And I've got like a very specific power I'd like.
Yeah.
I
What
would
is it?
like to be okay, so I'd like to be able to like rewind time and stop it at certain points.
Hmm.
So like say like I say something wrong in an argument or something, and then that messes me up in that
Oh,
argument, rewind back,
is
and
that
then I
how it
know what
goes?
they're gonna say. Or it's
Yeah.
like I take a test, I just guess for every answer, and then I just learn what each answer actually is,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just go back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, that way it's not like I have to return to a certain set point in time always,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
or like all the other weird things that happen with time travel because it's kind of like I'm the only one that knows.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I like, but at the same time, though, you think about how much that power could be abused.
Yeah, that's why I'm
True.
saying that's why I would like it because I get into like a fight with somebody, I know
You're
what
gonna
they're
abuse
gonna
it.
do. I just
But that's all
the only
hypothetical. Like,
reality.
let's say they
Yeah,
dodge it, they can go for something else. They'll never do the same thing twice, unless it's
yeah,
constantly set in stone, which I doubt it would be if you're hypothetically changing the future
yeah.
by going
Which
to
it's
an
not, but
alternate
I mean like
reality.
you'd be able to like figure out like their course of action because it's like so they throw a right hook at me, I dodge that, where like they throw a right hook, it hits me, then they go to like uh jab me. I rewind, they throw the right hook, I dodge it, and instead of going with like the straight punch, they go to like
It just becomes an action
kick me.
hero.
Yeah, it's like they the only thing that they'll remember the fight is remember how much Cooper kicked this dude. He anticipated every single move and then just hit him.
Can you imagine? You become like the best MMA.
Yeah,
But you don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to do that if they pretty quickly. You'd have to take a lot of time and a lot of going back and forth through time.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like that's the thing I kind of like about it though.
Would you
Like
resort to your wait,
it's a
what?
learning experience. 'Cause I feel like if you have like a super OP power where it's just like everything's solved for you, there's no fun in having that power. Life just becomes really dull.
Exactly.
True.
That's why that's why I would like a power like that, where there's like a learning curve to it,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and there's constantly going to be learning curves because each situation's different. You're never going to really run into the exact same situation.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Andrew?
I haven't really thought about this, but it's like I guess
We can come
like
back to you.
yeah, I'll come back to
All right.
me.
Yeah. Paxton.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a weird one, but so it would be only like technically I feel like be accessible to me, and it wouldn't affect literally anything else. But so I want to be able to enter into this hypothetical dream world where
Is this the Reddit one?
what? No,
Is this
I've
the
made
Reddit?
this.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what the said Reddit one is,
The
but
Reddit one is like very similar,
That
or from at least
13
what you're
from
saying.
JoJo.
but
I
no.
don't know.
So I can enter it. I can do literally whatever I want. I can decide like if you know how like in dreams you usually can't feel anything, but let's say
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you can in this dream if you want to like realistic fights or like air stuff in like your dream and it can create everything. It's like virtual reality, but in like your own head.
it just
And
sounds like
Actual
lucid
virtual reality.
dreaming.
I mean, basically, except you can kind of feel it. You know,
Mhm.
That 13.
so like constant lucid dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it also just kind of sounds like something that might eventually happen in the future with like games,
True.
because like
Mm-hmm.
Well, Valve
if
says we're
you
only
have like
like 9 years away from total
yeah,
virtual reality.
feel like total virtual reality with like a haptic suit on, if haptic suits get like strong enough or
Hmm.
powerful enough to simulate multiple types of like feel. So you get so instead of just like you get like poked in those spots kind of, you feel like different textures. So like rough, soft, like wet,
Hmm.
hot, that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I think my like it sounds sort of cartoony, probably because it's like a low key cartoony. But every time I have to make a choice, I have like the option to kind of like I just get like four multiple choice options.
Oh,
Mm.
Like just like a pop up box appears.
yours just sounds like a very simplified version of mine. Where instead of being like I have to
Yeah.
rewind and figure out everything individually, what steps go together, you're just like I get options and then one works.
But like I feel like can you imagine how good that would be for a math test?
Yeah. I
Wait,
mean that practically is some math
wait,
test
yeah,
though,
you
to
just
be
get the
fair.
multiple choice questions are the math questions.
Yeah.
You get a multiple choice for every multiple.
Is
If
it
you
A?
choose this
Yes,
one.
Is
no.
it A
B,
A
yes,
A B
no.
A C A B B A B C?
But, like I've always wanted to like think like short term actually not even short term, just teleportation.
Yeah.
Which
That'd be
is
fun.
it's such a simple idea, but can you like the things you could do with that you could be everywhere and you could go anywhere you want. And that just seems so it seems appealing to me.
Yeah, I mean like my thing with teleportation
Mhm.
is that with certain powers you gotta think like the government's gonna wanna look into that if like
Oh
the
no,
government notices teleporting around.
yeah, well this whole thing is like based on the fact that or okay, yeah, I agree actually.
So I mean like if you can like fly and stuff, the government's gonna wanna like detain you and
Mhm.
see what's up in your brain or whatever or your body
Your
that makes you
blood.
that ability. Yeah. Which
Mhm.
like with my idea, how can the government ever do that if I
Yeah,
just rewind and erase all evidence of me
that's
doing
true.
it ever?
Yeah, I feel like time control would also be really cool. Like
The only issue with that, Cooper, is what if someone catches you and you don't know? And it takes a long time, so you don't know how far back to go.
Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, that's the thing. I can go back as far as I want. So if I really wanted to, if I really just, because technically I can live infinite lives, infinite experience. Like when I get old, I just rewind to when I'm younger and just
And
go
then
through
do
life
something
over and
again.
over.
True.
Yeah, and because I don't have to do the same thing, so it doesn't get boring. I can just be like, I'm going to go to college at this college instead of this one, and I'm going to live in this country instead of this one.
Hmm.
mhm.
Just that kind of stuff. I mean, I feel like for me personally, it'd be the best that I want
Mm.
Mhm.
because you don't have to worry about running out of things, and it's not going to become like just another part of life, like like someone who just says like reading minds, where it just becomes like
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would do something along the lines of energy transfer.
Energy bending.
Like, yeah,
You just
you could
become
call it.
Avatar, Aang.
Mm. More
Aang.
like, like kinetic energy and like,
Yes, I
and
do know
stuff.
that it
where you
exists.
could like stop objects in motion.
Yo,
Yeah,
that'd
like
be
I
so
could like
cool.
negate an impact. Like, let's say there was a car
You're
crash, I
gonna
could
get
just like
shot,
stop
bullet
it.
just freezes.
True. And I could like store it, the energy, I guess. So like, and I could like move it somewhere else. So like, if there was a car
Technically,
crash and I stopped all the energy in that, and I could like put it somewhere else to like I don't know, hit someone.
oh
You
God,
just-
hit someone with the power of a car crash.
Yeah, you guys see what I mean?
I mean,
Yeah,
It could be
change
really
the power to
useful.
your fist to release
Can
when
you
you
be
want
like you get like just so mad at someone like kid starts bullying you at school and you're like, all right, I'm gonna get intentionally get myself in a car crash, and then you just save the energy from that, and the next time the guy pops with the car crash.
it. I mean, it was like Black Panther's suit.
Yeah.
technically the energy would just build up over time as well. So it wouldn't just be from that. So like if you're gonna fall ever,
Mhm.
also you just stop it and collect that fall energy. Can
True.
Mhm.
I could do
you imagine
something.
just the energy of getting shot with a bullet and freezing the bullet in motion?
Oh, I have a great idea. What if I like I shoot a
Jump off
ten.
a
I shoot
building.
a like a rock a few hundred times, or something that doesn't break with bullets, and then like I release, and then like I keep it frozen, so the block absorbs all the energy, and then I send like whatever it is into like a wall, but I absorb that energy. So not only do I have the energy from the block, I have the energy from it hitting the wall. Man,
Yeah, I mean
I
technically as
could
well
level
with
it.
this power, you
You
could
could
like
just
take the energy from somebody's body and just kill them by draining their energy.
Hmm.
Yes.
Like their heart doesn't have enough power to pump blood. They're dead.
Oh, I could absorb their like muscle energy.
Yeah,
So I could just make them
cheers.
freeze.
Mhm.
God, and you could just like stockpile it from this like littlest thing. Like just twirling a pencil around.
Man, imagine if I'm like drunk and I accidentally like slap the ground and make a
Sl-
200-meter
Slap the counter.
sinkhole.
Give me another.
I level the entire bar in the city of Carlsbad.
Yeah, God.
Uh,
I feel like my power would be very good for like infiltration missions and stuff.
retry spamming. It's like Henry. It's like the
Yeah,
Henry Stickmin games. You know, you keep trying
exactly.
until you get something right.
Until it finally works.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, are we all out of questions?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's.
Pretty good.
The
Mhm.
podcast.
All
Well,
right. This
this
is
this looks like the end of the
We'll have to
recording
do
for
this
us.
again.
Okay.
yeah.
Next week.